Hello, this is Lucas, and today I'm going to be taking a look at how to apply Waterslide logos to transformers. I do sell faction logos through Lukas decal store. I sell dry rubs and water slides, and I often get people asking me how to use water slides. Some people are quite familiar with them. They're common in hobby kits, model kits, and they're a common way of badging up transformers, but some people are not so familiar, so I'm going to do a little video guide today. I stock a range of the Ocean Hasbro Waterslide decals. These are metallic red with a silver background on them, and I thought these would be suitable for this one. It's X-Transbots Yaguchi, which is a Autobot Omnibot downshift, and these look quite a lot like the sort of toy stickers you used to get with silver backing, so I thought these would look good on him. So today we're going to take a look on how to badge up your robots with Waterslide faction logos. Before you get started, there's a few things you're going to need. Obviously, you have to choose the right decal for the figure. I've mentioned why I chose this particular style for Yaguchi. You need water. You soak the water slides in the water to loosen them and lift them from the backing paper, and you will want a bit of tissue to help dab off the excess. We'll get to that bit in a bit. Obviously, you need some scissors or a knife to cut the decal you've selected for the figure. Some tweezers will help you to get it in and out of the water. I use a toothpick to help position a decal when it's on the figure, to move it around. I find that quite useful, or you might just want to use a small brush. This is another piece of tissue. At the end, when you've got it in position, it's a good idea to sort of press the decal in place, so you might want to get a small bit of tissue ready for that. And something that's optional is microset and microsole, which you can find online or in any hobby store. These are solutions that help to fix decals in place. They help decals to sort of shape themselves to the surface of the figure. It's a two-part process. You put microset in place on the figure where you are going to position it, and then when the decal is sort of firmly in place, you can brush microsole to help fix it in place. You can also use microset as a decal remover. If you ever want to get one off, you can use these solutions to help loosen them up to get them back off. A good first step before you start thinking about putting your decals on the figure is to do a bit of research. What I tend to do is do a quick internet search for the character's name G1 cartoon or the character's name G1 toy to find an image of the character with its logos in place, so you know where to put them. This Yaguchi isn't the best example for that, because it was one of the Omnibots that were a mail-away figure, and they didn't really appear in the cartoon. I found quite a lot of images online of second-hand toys, reviews, and there was quite a lot of variation as to where people had decided to put the logos on them. But after doing a bit of cross-referencing and cross-checking, I did find an image which I'll put up here, which shows the correct placement of the logos for downshift. There's one goes on his bonnet here, where X-Transbots have actually put a panel on the figure that rotates. So I think that's to give you the option of having the logo on display or not. And another one goes at the back of the roof above the rear window. What you need to do is select the logo from your sheet that's going to best fit in the position where you're going to place it. So for this panel on the bonnet, I'll probably be looking at one of these size ones here. And when it comes to doing the one on the roof at the back, I'll probably go for something a little smaller. So let's go ahead and get the one done on the bonnet. Okay, so I've cut out the logo I want. There it is. And that goes into the water. You only want to keep them in the water for, I don't know, a minute at most. I tend to use slightly lukewarm water. I find it just helps loosen the decals up. Whilst it's soaking, you can get a bit of the micro set. And just put a little bit onto the figure where you're going to put the logo. Often you'll find that the microset just forms droplets. It's quite hard to get a nice flat coating because of the nature of the surface that you're putting it onto, but if you put a bit on there, it does just help it to fix. There we go. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to fish them out of the water, but that one came out okay. And then you can just rest the paper on your tissue just to get off some of the excess water. And this should now be loose on the backing and be able to move around. If it doesn't move, you can pop it back in the water. That one's not quite ready to come off. Shouldn't take long though. Again, get rid of some of the excess. Try the toothpick. You can see now it's sliding around and it's quite free, moves about quite freely. And you just slide it into position on the figure. At this stage, it's very easy to move around and reposition before it sets. Now this one, I may have gone a little too big because it's right at the edge of this moving panel. So what I'm going to do, not going to worry about that, I'm going to just take this one off. Get the surface clear and get a slightly smaller decal and do that again. Okay, so I've got a very slightly smaller decal in place here now. And you just want to get it exactly where you want it, as straight as you can. Use the lines on the figure as guides. I don't want it exactly central in this panel. I want it just about there. Now at this stage there might be some excess liquid, you can see droplets there. What you want to do next, and this is slightly more tricky than actually positioning it, is press it down in place. And I use a bit of tightly folded tissue, and you want to kind of roll it down and press and hope, there we go, when you drop it off that you haven't moved it out of position. And that's it, it's in place. Okay, so I've got decals in place in both positions. Got that one lined up, hopefully straight and central on the back. They've been firmly pressed in place and they've had a sort of minute or two to settle in. Then you just get a little bit of the micro sole and just paint over the logo. This helps to just settle it and fix it in place. And you can do this and let it soak and dry, and maybe apply once or twice more if you wish, just to help fix it in place. So that's the micro sole. Softens decals to conform to regular surfaces. That was quite useful with the battle damaged chest for my Megatron, which was the infinite transformation Emperor of Destruction, because that does have quite a textured bumpy chest, and by applying this it helped the water decal to hold in place on that figure. So hopefully that's been helpful in showing you how to apply water slides if you didn't already know. Here's a few of my other figures with water slides on. This is Masterpiece Rigorous. I didn't use the stickers that came with this. I put my own water slide on, and I went for Autobot rather than Decepticon because I think this is 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀. And you can see how well the water slide, using some of this microsol to help, has followed the shape of the ridges on the bonnet there, and that would be difficult to do if you just used a sticker or even perhaps a dry rub. So that's one of the advantages of water slides. Parkour, Fans Toys Cliff Jumper, with a nice white outline water slide. These look great on red figures and on purple figures because the colour of the figure shows through as the red. I think that looks perfect. And I mentioned Megatron, that's him with his standard chest, but here's the textured chest, and again you can see there, I mean, this is not tampoed on, this is not painted on, this is a water slide, and it's following the shapes of the battle damage perfectly. So they're great for that sort of usage. So once again, I'm Lucas. I hope you found this useful. I will put a link to the Robo Lucas Decal store in the comments. I've got a wide range of dry rub and water slide decals, and I'll be increasing my water slide stock in the future. So thanks for watching, and do check out the store. Thank you.